Hello Libra, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Libra for the week of June 6th. Now Libra, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. I will not send you a personal message. I do not do personal readings, so do not get scammed. Let's go ahead and get into this here for you, Libra. I am using the Gilded Tarot as well as the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below. You can also find my Instagram account linked there if you'd like to give me a follow. And I'd also ask that you hit the like button and subscribe on this video, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way and spread the message out to other people who may need to hear the message. So, all right, let's go ahead and make sure we're all set up and in view here. I'm going to put that right there, and then I'll also take 3 Kipper cards to clarify as we go along. Put that up there. And yes, okay. All right, so Libra. It's interesting. If I'm looking here, it's almost like some of you are in a bit of a conundrum around love. Particularly, I feel like I'm talking to some single Libras here. Not everybody's going to be single, but the word conundrum's coming in. And I'll be interested to see where this love message goes. Now, if you've watched my readings before, you know that I also like to bring in messages for career and finance. I don't just do love. I try to bring in a balanced message. And, you know, if you are here for work or career situations, it's the thing is that there's something that's just not clear. There's something that's just not clear right now. I think it will clear in the future. I want to get confirmation of that as we go along. We always go through and clarify with more cards, and so I want to get some more confirmation on that, but let's just dive in here. So you have this Knight of Cups here in the middle of the reading. This middle card is the overall message, and the Knight of Cups is like, you know, it's a very good card for romance. It is somebody sort of charging forward, saying that they're interested in you. This is also somebody who sort of feels like the perfect person, in that they are somebody that you think about a lot, fantasize about, romanticize in your mind, which, by the way, doesn't matter what gender you're interested in. I do not attach gender to the cards, as we have a king, a page, and a knight. These are just masculine, feminine energies, so whatever you're interested in. The point being is that this is a type of person that you've thought about for some time, and the Knight of Cups can say that here they are. You do have an offer in the past as well. I'll talk about that some more. The thing is, with that Knight of Cups, though, if you're not here for love, this may talk about you sort of spending time dreaming about where you want to go in your career life, or dreaming about a project that you've always wanted to start. You know, cups for work can really represent creativity and creative ventures, creative projects, situations like that. It's almost like for some of you here, that's been also on your mind. In the past, you have this King of Cups, Page of Pentacles energy here. So we have, to start off the reading, we have 3 people cards that can be portrayed as people. They can also be aspects of yourself. Knights might be an event, and the Page of Pentacles might be news. But isn't that interesting? So it's like, for some of you here, what's going on is with this Page of Pentacles can represent that your prospects, generally in life, your prospects are looking good. Okay, of course, the Page of Pentacles can be a financial offer. It can be, you know, you studying, getting into that university that you've wanted forever, or, you know, putting a down payment down, or getting your offer accepted on a house, or, you know, it can be like that sort of energy, but it can just, it's a better way in this case, especially, to look at this as your prospects looking up. And you have that surrounded by 2 people cards, okay? And isn't that interesting, where it's almost like for some of you here, there are multiple interested parties or multiple interested people at this time. Like I almost feel like if you're a single Libra, you have multiple people that are interested in you. Potentially, they could easily be a water sign or have water energy about them. They could also have earth energy about them. The King of Cups is somebody who is a good partner, or who can be seen as a good partner in the tarot, somebody who will not only hear you but really listen to you. You have a feeling of being listened to in the presence of a King of Cups, and so it is a very nice sign for you to get that card. All right, and especially in this case, the thing is, the King of Cups may also ask you to sort of weather emotional storms. I think if you're here for work, you have so many different sort of pathways, opportunities, and options to go down, as you have this idea of prospects looking good. And it's almost like what I feel like telling you is to follow your heart here because of the Cups energy to the left and to the right. In the future, you have the energy that's sort of throwing a wrench in this whole reading, which is the Moon and the Six of Cups. So I started this reading off saying that it's like some of you are in a conundrum here. And it's this Moon energy, as well as the Six of Cups. But the Moon energy here is something that is not necessarily as it appears. Okay? It is. So what I'm going to tell you is to not jump the gun. Do not jump the gun here, especially because you have the Moon, which can represent potentially an emotionally charged situation. And you have the King of Cups, which is somebody who's literally looking to, or somebody who has controlled, or somebody who has like mastered their emotions. And so you want to be very careful that you do not, what is it, like blow your stack or blow your lid or whatever that term is here with the Moon emotionally, right? You don't want to have an emotional outburst here in the future. I would really, I know it's a very specific message, Libra, but I would very, very much sort of wait for the right time if you're looking to make a move. It may not be the right time in the future here for some of you. The Moon says that there's maybe a temporary situation happening. The phases of the Moon happen very quickly, and so that's why the Moon can be just a temporary setback or a temporary confusion. It says that maybe there's something a little bit murky. The Moon also asks you to trust your gut or trust your intuition. I also think some of you are dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces here, for sure, very heavy. And then, because look, we have 3 Cups cards plus the Moon is, I like to refer to the Moon as the literal Moon, but people also refer to it as a Pisces card. But let's take a look. I mean, you have the Crab here, which is Cancer, and you know, so it's like there's water sign energy here for you, or there's water energy for you. Some of you may have a Venus placement that is a water sign, like a Scorpio Venus, or something along those lines. You have the Six of Cups, which is like a card that refers to the past. It can talk about nostalgia in one's life. It can also ask you to stop and smell the roses, okay, and just stay in the present moment. Try not to get too ahead of yourself here at this time is what I feel like saying. Let's go ahead and move up the pyramid. I want some more details. So you have the Ace of Swords, you have the Nine of Swords, you have the Star, and you have the Three of Wands. Okay, so what has been previously unclear, or what is unclear in the future will be clear very quickly. Okay, is what I feel like saying. It's almost this really interesting situation here where it's like, as soon as something, it's like as quick as something is unclear, it becomes clear. It's like something is fading in and out very quickly here in the future, because the Star and the Three of Wands is a very, very, very good sign in a tarot reading. The Star is one of my 2 or 3 favorite cards to find in a reading. It is this energy of clarity, okay? While the Moon is something that is murky, the Star is something that is clear. It is the Star sort of lighting the path for you, or lighting the way for you ahead. And the Star can also bring a wish into one's life, a wish come true, or a wish, you know, being brought into one's life. It's, you know, healing energy. But then you have this here as well with the Three of Wands, which is growth, expansion on the horizon, taking something to the next level, getting fired up. It is a major energy of sort of going on an adventure. It's this realization that the entire ocean is in front of you, the entire world is in front of you, and it's a really fun card. There is expansion here in the future, and there's clarity in the future here for you. You have this Ace of Swords and this Nine of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is really the clouds clearing in the background, making way for a breakthrough, okay? It's a new beginning in your life, but it's more about a breakthrough leading to a new beginning, or a new beginning leading to a breakthrough, whatever the case may be. There's clarity energy here with this Ace of Swords and the Star. Nine of Swords is like, don't spend the time between now and, you know, the Moon moving forward. Don't spend the time stressing, okay? Don't spend the time between now and whenever you achieve clarity, you know, trying to figure out when the clarity is going to happen, just allow it to happen. Okay, because the Nine of Swords is somebody who's a little bit stressed here, and you know, stress is a part of life. You literally can't live without stress, unfortunately. You can do as much as you can to reduce stress, but as long as you're human and you're having this experience, stress will be part of it from time to time. And so I'm not super concerned about the Nine of Swords. I feel like it's just daily sort of life stress. And some of you, this will be work. Some of you, this will be you know, this will be love related. But let's see what these 3 Kipper cards are here. Okay. All right. So you have toil and labor, journey, and wealthy man. All right. So, you know, on the work front, some of you working very hard here. And it's almost like with this toil and labor, the thing with the toil and labor card, sometimes it can suggest that you're working too hard for too little. And, you know, some of you may want to take a look at that. Is there something that you can do that's, how do I say this? Do you have a high value skill that you are not using? Okay. Do you have a high value skill that you are not using is what I feel like asking you with the toil and labor card. It's like things are working out for you, for sure. But it's almost like there's another level available to you here, Libra, that it's almost like I kind of feel like some of you are maybe thinking about that. You have the journey card, which is going on an adventure as well here. Definitely a card of a message of adventure here with the 3 of Wands and the journey. And then you have this wealthy man energy, which is really investments paying off. Obviously, this could be an investor, but this could also say that you have investments that have paid off or are paying off. Just a very good card for your sort of personal finance energy. Let's go ahead and see what else we have. So let's move up the pyramid here. So you have the Knight of Swords. You have the Hanging Man. And you have the 4 of Wands. Okay. So the Knight of Swords with the Knight of Cups, you know, double knights in a tarot reading for me always suggests that you're going to be having a busy period of time here. Knights represent events, and you have this Knight of Swords, which is something that moves so quickly it can almost feel chaotic. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It's just something happening very quickly for you, especially as you have this Ace of Swords energy with it. Again, breakthrough energies here. And the Knight of Swords may just ask you to be very careful of not being impulsive. I would say, you know, with the Moon energy, emotionally charged, King of Cups, somebody who's mastering emotions, and then this Knight of Swords of you may be needing to be careful that you do not act impulsively. I would just say if there's something here that's testing you, take a step back. That's what I'm going to say that. If there's something here that's testing you, take a step back here in this week, for sure. The Hanging Man really says that something's got to give, okay? And it says that basically you have to give something up to get something else. It's a major energy of letting go. Really what the Hanging Man needs is to embrace the transformation. Embrace is the key word. Embrace the transformation of the Death card. Not just allow the Death card to happen, but embrace it, okay? And understand that transformations are important and part of life. And so there is that as well. You have this 4 of Wands energy, which is really a card of structure, stability. It is a card of marriage, but I think in this case it's more about, it could be a long-term partnership if you're here for love, but it's almost like some of you, because we did have this strong love message in the beginning, but it's almost like some of you here, there's like a, how do I say this? It's like some of you need to peel a layer back before you get to the 4 of Wands if you're a single Libra. It's like there's a layer that needs to be peeled back before the sort of long-term energy is revealed, is what I feel like saying. Let's see what else we have. So you have your energy here with the Justice card, and you have the 7 of Cups. Okay, so yeah, there's something about you potentially moving too quickly, or there could be just a warning here, this like forewarning around moving too quickly on something. The Justice card, and the reason I say that is because it's you. It's the Libra card. But the Justice card really says at the end of the day, all outcomes, all parties get the outcome they deserve. It's a major card of karma. It's the karmic scales in one's life balancing and tipping in one direction or the other. It really depends on the actions you've taken. You know, what actions have you taken? Have you taken the right actions to support yourself? You have the Seven of Cups here, which again, so with this Justice card, it's like some of you might act impulsively, and you know that's something that you've done, right? That's an action that you've taken with the Justice card. Some of you may decide to bite your tongue, and again, that's another way of acting. And so all of these micro actions and actions that we take do kind of get sort of, they kind of help balance out the scales of karma in one's life. So just keep that in mind. The Seven of Cups is a little bit of confusion or the energy of being spread too thin. And it can just ask you that, it can also say that there are a lot of options, which I think you do have a lot of options here with the Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. So let's see what else we have here. At the top of the pyramid, you have the Tower. Tower is, you know, it's really a blessing in disguise, but it is an upheaval. The thing is, you know, the Tower suggests that you've previously been imprisoned in a situation, and nobody really wants to live in that situation, and now you're given a way out. Now, the thing is that way out going to be comfortable or easy? Probably not with the Tower, but it is ultimately leading you to the Star. And whenever I get the Star and the Tower in a tarot reading, to me it always works out. So nothing to be afraid of here. At the bottom you have the Hermit, spending time figuring out where you want to go from here and spending time mastering something. I think it's like something to do with a conversation, potentially with another person or even an employer here for some of you. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. See you in the next reading.